At the beginning of the Big Bang, the universe has gone through an exponential expansion explosion period. During this period, under the excitation of vacuum zero-point energy, the universe from a particle without mass, in far less than 1 microsecond of time, exploded to an egg size, after quickly fall into the ground state vacuum at energy level 0. Its potential can be transformed into continuing expanding kinetic energy. This is the Big Bang of the universe. The explosion period, at the beginning of the Big Bang, can be seen as the innate stage before the chaos opened up. After the explosion is the acquired stage of opening up. The universe during the period of expansion has extremely low injury. It is an ultra-low injury state universe. According to the second law of thermodynamics, the injury of this ultra-low injury state universe will perpetually increase. Its disorderliness will continue to rise. Due to this extremely low injury state universe, originated from the fluctuation in the quantum vacuum. According to Boltzmann's brain hypothesis, we can reasonably infer, in the fluctuation of the super-low injury state universe, super-low damage self-awareness should also appear. This self-awareness is God. Very low level of injury-related consciousness confusion. High degree of orderliness. Only in the case of extremely low cosmic injury will it be born. Born in the era of explosions. Ultra-low injury consciousness. It is the ancestral gods. After the explosion, the heavenly deity was born 2 days later. God of origin takes charge of creation. The day after tomorrow, the gods take charge of creation. At this time, the stars had not yet formed. Darkness without light in the universe. There is a congenital god, Shixin Wojing, illuminating Tianmen. Guardian chasing the dragon. Another congenital divine artifact emerged. The 9 yellow path body is for the domum. The essence incarnation of Domal is after the Big Bang, the boundless soup of particles condensed into a nebula. Within the nebula gestated the 9 yellow path body. All acquired gods rise, roaming in this nebula and its peripheral vacuum. The incarnation of Tian Dao, Hao Tian, is the Heavenly Emperor. The Heavenly Emperor enforces justice impartially, killed the son of Zhulong, who intended to harm the border. Zhulong was furious, triggered the battle of the primordial gods. Primordial and posterior gods were involved in the battle, violently fought, slaying Zhulong's 9 Emperor Dao body. Dumu fought to exterminate Zhulong. With Zhulong dead, the universe plunged into eternal night. Domu transformed into the celestial stars. The 9 Emperor Dao body condensed into a starry body. After the Big Bang, 2 billion years later, stars and galaxies begin to form. The Western Queen's golden hairpin determines the position of the celestial court. Thus, the Milky Way is formed. 10 billion years after the Big Bang, the first planet is born. At this point, as the damage reaches a certain value, the probability of God's birth becomes extremely low. Due to the continuous increase in damage, the gods glimpse the universe's destiny. If the injury grows to the ultimate limit, all energy will be converted into useless energy. The universe will fall into the atmosphere. To reduce injury increase. When the temperature of the universe decreases sufficiently, God attempts to create low-injury life on the first planet. But soon, a portion of low-commerce existence mastered the method with magical powers. Immortal Buddhas call the miraculous valley deity, calling oneself the star god, and overseeing enlightenment, lowers the speed of life development and reproduction beyond the god's expectations. Low civilization has become a miraculous civilization. They began to create artificial humans, becoming creators. Artificial humans then create artificial humans to become creators. They surpass the ancient gods in creation speed and take over the role of the ancient gods as creators. The universal life civilization system is beginning to lose control, exponentially growing. Meanwhile, the valley god discovers that the injury to lower life forms does not slow down the rate of injury increase or decrease. The decrease in injuries in local areas instead accelerates the overall increase in injuries. After 7.7 billion years of the Big Bang, dark energy takes over the dominant position. The universe suddenly begins to accelerate expansion. The god realizes that each universe is under the influence of the dual increase principle. It will gradually move towards the atmosphere. But this is not absolute. If the universe is dominated by dark energy, it will continue to expand rapidly until it triggers a Big Bang. If dominated by heavy matter, it will trigger a big collapse, cosmic grand collapse. Only the chaos stone will drip into negative vacuum. Negative energy in negative vacuum trigger the universe to collapse exponentially. The universe will return to the starting point, and from being to nothing, its energy enters negative vacuum. Whether it's the Great Commemoration, the Great Collapse, or the Great Collapse, the future fate of the universe is heading towards destruction. But there is still a glimmer of hope. When the universe collapses into chaos, the three-dimensional space will shrink into the quantum field, while the high-dimensional space will expand profoundly before plunging into the negative vacuum. Enter the entire into a high-dimensional space. The combined force restarts the Big Bang. This is the only way for the universe to live forever. To slow the accelerated expansion of the universe, Valley God actively transforms dark energy into heavy matter. To reduce damage growth, the Valley God decides to stop creating light and considers interviews on a universal scale. Star God is the opponent despised by ancient gods. As a deity developed from a low-level civilization, the Star God believes that life is hope. Life will evolve into higher individuals. Life is the meaning of this universe, especially in the case of Pangu, Gelong, Dumu, and other primordial gods all falling. Only when there are enough gods is there enough energy to restart chaos. After a tough war and negotiation, the Valley God and the Star God decided, establish an experimental point at the edge of the Milky Way. The deities want to replicate in full the civilization on the first planet from the beginning, evolving and attempting to bypass all mistakes, whether to create a minimum commercial increase and evolve into a super low damage deity civilization. Determines whether the deities will be contemptuous. So 46 billion years ago, Fuxi drew the sky in one stroke, and the solar system was thus born. After the Earth has experienced 4 major changes, there are the Northern Yanhuang deities, Southern medical deities, and Eastern Emperor Jun deities. Western Kunlun deities successively descend, connecting to here as the era of Earth's mythology begins.